South East Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.
South East Radio.
Welcome back to South East Radio's Business Matters with me, Karl Fitzpatrick. Well, with Brexit on our doorstep and it being reported that many businesses have yet to take action to prepare for the challenges which it will bring, I've invited the newly appointed Head of Enterprise with the Wexford Local Enterprise Office, Liz Hore, to join us on this morning's programme to discuss the range of supports which are available to at-risk businesses. But firstly, Liz, how are you settling into your new role?
Well, I'm a month here so far, so I'm really enjoying the role. I've a great team, very experienced team here with me in the Leo, and I'm delighted. Wexford is very strong in terms of enterprise and entrepreneurs, and in particularly with the small enterprises that we deal with, under 10 employees, and I think within the southeast region, 90% of businesses would fit into that category. So it's a great and diversified scale of businesses right across the board. So I'm delighted to be here in the new role.
And what would you like to achieve in this new role?
Well, I suppose the key thing for us here in Wexford Local Enterprise Office, it's all about job creation. And so my key role is to try and ensure that we have tailored our supports to meet the needs of businesses. We've been providing a valuable role, and we have a number of businesses on our books, but it's important that we keep in touch with our businesses around. And as you know, the environment is constantly changing, so we want to ensure that we're very flexible and that we can adapt to providing businesses with supports. We've a range of training programs and so on, and we also then of course provide direct grant aid. So my message and in terms of supporting businesses, that our doors are open, and in any way possible that we want to get as much funding and support to the businesses that need assistance from us.
Now, Liz, the reason I've asked you to join me on this morning's programme was to discuss getting your business Brexit ready and the practical steps involved. What is the aim of this particular campaign?
Well, I suppose the first thing, as we know, as we come closer to the deadline for Brexit, we know that we're coming into a time of, it's been a time of great uncertainty. But I suppose the message that I want to get out to businesses is that there are a number of things that we can do to be Brexit ready and to prepare ourselves for Brexit. Starting with, of course, the Brexit checklist, which we have 9 key areas that we've identified that businesses can take steps to actually prepare themselves for Brexit.
The new rules for UK importing and exporting, what advice are you giving people in that respect?
Well, in terms of importing and exporting, I suppose the main thing here now is that the UK will be treated as a third country. So it's very important that people look at their registration. We already know actually in Wexford that there's 1,700 businesses haven't actually registered yet for their number with revenue, their EORI identification number, which can be done online in minutes. So I would ask, in terms of compliance, that people look at what information they need to get their business ready for Brexit, for trading, in terms of their obligations under certification and compliance. And in terms of import and exporting, we actually happen to be running a workshop on this very issue for businesses on the 8th of November. So if anybody would like to avail of that training, they can contact us here in the local office.
Of course, with the UK becoming a third country, the supply chain is going to be something that's going to have a significant impact on. What advice are you giving to businesses in that respect?
Well, I suppose the first thing we're asking people is just to review their supplier and customer lists, and that's a very practical thing that people can do to see the extent to which their business depends on UK-based suppliers and customers. And there might also be opportunities now for businesses as well, maybe to look at alternative markets for their supply chain in terms of routes, and also to assess the reliance on goods that are transported through land bridge across the UK. And see maybe does it make more sense for their business to do direct business in Europe if that's an advantage to them.
What will the possible changes to transport and logistics be in this respect?
Well, as we know here in Wexford, it's we have quite a strong logistics industry. But again, as I said, because of transporting of goods between Ireland and the other EU countries, that's changing. There may be implications for goods that have short shelf life, such as fresh food products. So post-Brexit businesses that maybe use land bridge also may need to face new rules when using customs transit procedures. So to prepare for these, Revenue have a very good online website that offers advice, and then again you may have a customs agent, so you need to look at, do they have the capability to handle your work for you, and also if you're in the food area, you need to look with the Department of Agriculture to register for the traces system so you can complete your documentary forms. But what I would say to people with all these new forms and that there is help available, and again in your local enterprise office we have business advisors that we've taken on here to help people with Brexit, and we have a lot of training and mentoring supports to help people through this process.
Something else that business owners need to be aware of also is that there's going to be some changes come about in relation to certification, regulation and licensing. What do they need to do in that respect?
Well, there are particular sectors that will be affected by this area, and in particular the medical areas, chemicals, financial services, machinery and electrical equipment. So currently a lot of this licensing and certification work is undertaken by UK-based organisations. So again, they may no longer be valid, so people need to review the level of certification that they have, because it is essential that businesses make sure that their products and their services are fully compliant for sale on the EU market. So they need to check that these will be, their products will be regulated and certified for sale post-Brexit. So, for example, if you were in the construction trade, this might include timber products or electrical fittings or prefab buildings. So it's very important. As well, businesses can contact the National Standards Authority of Ireland for help in this area.
How important will it be for companies to review their contracts and data management?
Yeah, I suppose they have to, again, consider the possible impact of general data protection regulation on their business. So they need to look at reviewing their existing processes and contracts. In some cases, when trading with the UK, they need to check the terms of trade for costs and liability for clearing customs and payments of duties. They could consider the use of the Chamber operates the Incoterms, which is an agreement on costs and obligations in contracts that are internationally recognised set of rules, so that could be another assistance to people. But it's another key area that sometimes people might miss when they're looking at their business. So it's very important that they look at their processes and contracts and make sure that they comply with all data protection regulations going forward.
And Liz, I know that the Local Enterprise Office is making sure as well that businesses are maximising government Brexit programmes and supports.
Well, yes, that's very true. I mean, the first thing I would say is that the Local Enterprise Office itself has a range of supports for businesses. For example, we have for small businesses looking at exporting, we have a technical assistance for micro exporters, which is of 2,500 for small businesses to explore export markets. We also have a trading online voucher, which can help businesses, again, 2,500 or 50% of cost to develop their e-commerce, because that's very important to their e-commerce platform, or looking at digital marketing. And then as well, there are microfinance loans. Groups could avail of small loans or larger loans at a preferential interest rate of 6.8%. We took on at the end of August, 5 new business advisor mentors to work specifically with businesses on our books. So we've identified 50 clients most at risk in terms of needing supports around maximising opportunities and minimising risk in Brexit. And even at regional level initially with Brexit, we've agreed that we'll work with other stakeholders such as the Department of Social Protection. I mean, people mightn't realise that if there is some risks or there was some temporary I suppose disruption to a business, that their workers could work a shorter term working week and still avail of benefits. So by working with the likes of the ETB as well, there's funding as well to upskill and train workers in new areas. By everybody working together, there's a lot of information, advice and support, and I would just recommend that small businesses should just call into their local enterprise office or give us a call here for any support we can give them.
And in times like this, with such uncertainty out there in the economic environment, it's important for businesses to protect and keep their staff informed of what's happening, isn't it?
It is, and that's definitely something where the local enterprise office can come on board. First of all, we're local, so we can deliver training here at local level for businesses. We have just launched a new program here over the autumn. We've running over 80 training programs, and if there's anything there that people feel out of that isn't covered, if they come and talk to us, we certainly look at helping people with any training. But also the mentoring is very important because it helps businesses, analyse their business, look at productivity, look at innovation, look at how can they reach new markets, and also staff training, and that staff are aware of in terms of their transition into new skills development.
Well, if you've just tuned in, that was Liz Hore, the Head of Enterprise with the Wexford Local Enterprise Office, and I'd like to thank Liz for providing us with an overview of the Brexit supports which are available to local businesses.
Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.
Southeast Radio.